Here we go again.
All right.
We're on the
Woohoo!
road again.
Thank you.
Thanks, Monica.
There's no business like
Your
show
business.
business like no business I know. Everybody should go to.
Choreography is shaping a space and changing the density of the space and directing people in how they're kind of personally going to be on the stage and how they're achieving the movement. There's just a lot to it beyond movement invention. Well, I've met many of the Macushla dancers before, because they have a weekly class here at Dance House. So they come in of Thursday morning and have a sort of social half an hour first, where they have tea and biscuits and all catch up with each other. And then they come up and do a class that's led by Rina Nail, who's the artistic director of this triple bill.
For our sins.
So when Reenak asked me to create a piece on Macushla dancers with other professional contemporary dancers that I've worked with before, I was really delighted to have the opportunity, because I'd had some knowledge of the group. So it's nice to meet them on this. So in terms of what I'm doing for the piece, my starting point was really to find a good meeting place between the kind of material they've been doing in their class and the different kinds of work that I do. So it's a bit of a puzzle, like what I have in my tool bag and then what they've got in their tool bags, and how we can find this place where we're all contributing something, and then I direct it and make it into a performance. Most of the people in my piece, and I think this is different for the different pieces in the triple bill, have a lot of dance experience. So they've been doing tea dances for many years, sequence dancing, all kinds of things. So they're really, really active. Some are in drama groups, on boards of different committees for various political issues and things. So they're really out and about, but all have a fair amount of movement experience in my piece. So that was exciting to find, to really draw on that experience that they're bringing.
Now, I found out Macushla was my daughter was doing a dance class in this building, and she came home with the brochure for the Macushla. So I just came down and joined and started going to it and just kept going.
Well, I think what was nice about Rebecca's idea, and it's a very simple idea, was to kind of have this chorus line, very simple chorus line idea, where she would have people doing quite similar movement, quite simple and straightforward movement, but that we would allow them kind of do it their way and have them sometimes improvise a little bit as well. So that kind of helps them just get more and more into their bodies, I think, and express themselves a little bit through that. And you can see by the way that they do all these similar movements, but they have different, really slightly different energies and slightly different ways of doing it, and all those little subtleties are just really lovely to watch.
Like the wallpaper sticks to the wall.
Like
The seashore clings to the sea.
Approach it as making an ensemble piece. And this is something that I do in a lot of my work, no matter who's in it. Is finding ways to have a sort of unified group that's really together as a sort of performance unit, but in a framework where each performer can be highlighted.
We had a lot of conversation when Rebecca got here. We had less time than we would like, and of course you always want more time on a project. And working with them is so interesting, and also because we weren't quite sure who was going to turn up, who might be interested, and we got more people all the time, which really meant that we had to keep chopping and changing our approach. They kept coming up with their own ideas. Jim was extremely helpful. Very vocal and artistic in all his suggestions, and he actually at one point came up with the running order, which was the running order that we had been thinking about, but he came up with the running order one morning and said he'd been thinking about it all evening, and came up with the running order that we had come up with. So we found that quite impressive.
And I love you so. The people asked me how I've lived till now.
Brendan comes in with the ladies when they're doing their hat dance, and he sings absolutely beautiful.
Life began again the day you took my hand. And yes,
He's a very tall man as well, so his stature is gorgeous, walking through the chairs as the women sit down. And he doesn't seem to be suffering from any nerves anymore.
but I don't let the evenings get me down now that you're around me.
I decided the best way to go about it would be to really approach, and this was really my only parameter, so I left myself very open because I hadn't met the individuals that I would be working with. I knew it was Macushlas, but not which one, so who would be there I didn't know.
My story is that I had a lot of friends who came here first, and by word of mouth I found out about it, and I'm delighted. I'm here about 2 years now. Just taking part generally every Thursday in the Macushla Club is great. So it's opened up a whole new world of, getting out and just literally enjoying myself. I have my family almost reared, so, it's just, as I said, time for me now. Years ago I wouldn't have dreamt of doing this, but as I got older, it's easier. You don't care what people think, so you just get out there and enjoy yourself.
And then there's Paddy Behan at the end, who is our finale singer, and he just blows it all out of the water after that.
Let's lay down, oh lay down to New Orleans.
Engaging with dance is a wonderful way to really stay agile and keep your physicality articulate, no matter what age you are. Everybody should dance.